Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 13 of Civilization 5 playing as Portugal on Emperor difficulty. Is it going to be unlucky episode 13 for me? Well, I think I've already had quite a lot of my bad luck so far. Just trying to get ready to go to war with the mines again. I've got a couple of cannons coming down towards the front line. Hopefully I'll be able to set them all up in these tiles here, declare war and then just fire a lot of stuff at him before he has a chance to do anything else. Will you just give me gold per turn for it? I doubt you'll give me 7. You've already declared war on me once. Will you give me 6? Will you give me 5? Because at this point, any amount of gold I can get is going to be a huge help. Got a fair amount of gold coming in the bank now. That is going to help me with upgrading some of my units. We're also going to need to get some factories built as well. We do have industrialization. That is fantastic. Quite a few sources of coal. We have 7 coal here. We have 7 coal here. We have 7 coal here. And we have 3 coal there. So that's not bad. That's, what, 24 coal. So that is quite good. We also get to choose our free science now because we've completed Oxford University. So let's go into electricity. We could start working straight away on radio. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Getting the Eiffel Tower would be awesome if it hasn't already gone, although it probably has. Broadcast towers are also very good as well. I think we will go into radio. It's only going to be 14 turns away. Has the Eiffel Tower already gone? Probably. Statue of Zeus. You don't have it. You don't have it. You don't have it. You don't have it. No, the Eiffel Tower hasn't already gone. We may possibly be able to get it, although it's unlikely. But we'll try anyway. Stock exchange wouldn't be a bad idea, but I think we're going to go for the public school. We do want to try and get the science where we can. You can definitely build a stock exchange, though. Choose production down at Coimbra. We've now got that forge, which will make things a little bit faster. You don't even have a market yet. You should probably get one of those. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the market. We can also now upgrade a few of these units. Make them a little more stompy. Don't want to spend any more money doing that. So let's end the turn. Wait for these cannons to arrive, because we can't do an awful lot until we can actually get the cannons in position to do something. I have to do quite a bit of unit shuffling to get everyone in the position that I want them to be in. Probably have to build another couple of cannon units in Coimbra as well. Build or purchase, whatever ends up being quickest. Got a great scientist. Peace treaties have expired, so we've got to be careful here, because he could declare war on us straight away. I'm very much hoping that he doesn't, but we shall see what happens. You can just wait there for now. What have we got here? Cargo ship. You can carry on going to Arabia. Seems like an excellent idea at this point. That worker has now finished whatever he was fixing. So you need to work your way back out of here where it's going to be relatively safe. Try and get you back down. In fact, Mr. Worker, you can actually go over here and get that coal connected. That seems like a much better idea. Not too sure what we're going to use the coal for at the moment. But as we've got so many sources of it, we might as well go around and get it all connected up. You can stay there, I think. That's probably a relatively safe tile for you to stay on. You actually need to move out of the way a little bit, so let's get that done. You can stay there. Cannons are still working their way down. At least they're going to be in relatively open territory soon. How much does it cost to actually purchase a cannon? 640. We could purchase one. We've got the problem that that's in the way right now. But let's go ahead and purchase ourselves a... Oh, misclick. Did not want to do that. Accidentally purchased myself a musketman there. Not terrible, though. We can give it some cover. We can actually use that as a... We can use that for a unit to take the city, so it's not terrible. Great scientist. Do I want to build a... No, I'm just going to pop him, I think. Although that's not a lot of science, is it really? I don't know, it'll get me halfway through radio, I suppose. There's probably not enough turns left to actually make it worthwhile using it to build an academy at this point. Now, who else would I like to be friends or stay friends with? Leventa's not a bad idea because they are on their borders. So let's go ahead and move. Actually, no, I've changed my mind. I'm actually going to have a defensive spy because we already know that we are having stuff stolen from us. It's happened a few times already. And being able to kill them off isn't such a bad idea. Looks like Egypt's actually moving a few units through here. It could be that he's just trying to move some units up to Elephantine to... Right, you want an embassy. Probably means he'll declare war on me on the next turn, but we shall see. The biggest problem that we may have is Egyptian troops getting in the way. Even if they're not actually involved in the war, they could certainly put bodies on the line, which makes things a little bit difficult. Great musician. Finally, a great person that I can actually use. Great musician. Let's go ahead and make a great work. Start trying to get some additional tourism where we can. Unit needs orders. Cannons, cannons, and cannons. Right, how do we start getting you guys to the front? It's going to be tricky because there's a lot of hills in the way. We are going to have to move some people to the side just so that we can try and get in, but we will do so. You're going to go ahead and build a coal mine there. You're going to go ahead and build a coal mine there. You can stay there for now, because I want to get my cannons in place before anything else. These are the ones that are going to be tricky. So let's go on to the next turn. Unit needs orders. Musketmen. Might as well leave you there, because I can't afford to buy another cannon yet, and I did mess up. Oh, coal there as well. Which will be in my border, so there's going to be another 7 coal, so 31 coal. That's amazing. And at least by buying that tile, we stopped Egypt actually nabbing that coal as well. It looks like he's moving a few cannons up. Don't think he's going to have quite as many there as I will. That's assuming I can get everybody in position before he declares war on me, though. That's my main concern here. Great writer, that's not too bad. Okay, so... let's start moving some of these units out of the way so we can start getting some of these cannons where they should be. You can move out of there. We can go in here. Can't purchase another cannon yet. Can't afford it. Assign delegates. Sciences funding. Yeah, might as well just put all of our delegates in there. You guys just stay there for now. I know some of these units haven't been upgraded. We've got our great writer. You can create a great work. Let's get some tourism going. Not because we're expecting a tourism win, but it would just be nice not to have really low tourism and be able to pick an ideology without having an awful lot of unhappiness, particularly if we're going to be taking over a lot of other cities, because happiness will become a problem. I am going to have to start building some zoos very quickly as well. There we go. Ideology has already started being adopted. Arabia has adopted freedom. It might be worth taking something like that. We'll have to see. We'll see what is available at the time. Ban luxury copper was passed, and science funding was not passed. Oh well, not the end of the world, I suppose. Let's start trying to move these cannons down. We should be able to start getting them in position. We are going to need to move that knight out of the way. That we can't move there, can we? Because that's not actually my territory. We will need to move that knight out of the way, so there's still going to be a little bit of shuffling around to do. You can stay there for now. You can stay there for now as well. Coimbra, can we actually purchase a cannon? And yes, I'm going to click on the actual right thing this time around. You are going... what tile is that on? It's on plain, so let's just give you accuracy and volley. Would have been nice if they'd have all had volley, but unfortunately I just didn't have enough XP on the rest of them. You can go on alert. You can go on alert. And we'll shuffle as many units around as we can and try and get them in place. As soon as I have those 4 cannons, you want to go... oh, no. No. This is Egypt thinking that I'm about to go to war with him because he's forward settled me. So because he's dropped a city next to my army, he thinks my army's on his borders. What an idiot. Although these Egyptian troops could actually make life just as difficult for the Mayans as they can for me. I'm not going to go to war with him straight away, so I'm not going to get the backstabber penalty here because I'm not actually going to declare war on Egypt. I just want to try and get as many of these units into position as possible. There is 1 cannon into position. That's the second cannon starting to get into position. We are going to need a fourth cannon, ideally. You guys, what was I doing with you guys? Probably going over there to get that coal connected up seems like a sensible thing to do. Let's end the turn there. Yeah, most of these units that are around here are all Egypt, so... Doesn't look like the Mayans have all that much. I mean, they do have a few cannons and things around. We seem to be catching up in tech a little bit, which is certainly going to help. I also must make sure that all of my cannons are set up and ready to fire before we actually do declare war. So you're going to move forwards. You can't set up on this turn. Going to take you a few turns to get in there. Still don't have enough gold. Do have some horses. Don't actually have a declaration of friendship with anybody anymore. Everyone's pretty much neutral or hostile. We knew that was going to be an issue. Coimbra, could you build a cannon? In 11 turns, it's a little way away. Let's go and get... Let's build the windmill, then we can start working on a public school. You are set up. You're just going to go on to alert. Of course, it's entirely possible that the mines might just declare war on me on the next turn, which would be pretty bad all round. Down to 4 happiness now, so we're going to have to start building some happiness buildings. Especially if we do take Palenque. Palenque is not a bad city, and if I can take it, it may well be one city that I do actually annex, although Tikal is going to be the most useful city to annex because it will allow me better access to Egypt when I'm trying to take those guys out. So these cannons are going to move down very slowly. Can we actually afford that final cannon? Yes, we can. Hopefully we'll be able to get all these cannons on the front line before we actually need to declare war, which would be ideal. You guys go ahead and start working on the coal. You guys set up and then go on to alert. Gonna have to move that knight out of the way, but I will have to keep it somewhere relatively close because we will need it to be able to take the city once we get its health down to 0. Being denounced by... Well, not denounced, but insulted by Polynesia. Always a good start. Okay, we've got radio, barbarian encampment discovered. Okay, let's swap you guys. Can we swap you guys over? Yeah, we can swap you guys over because then we can start to move you into position inside the citadel. Porto has finished its public school. Let's go ahead and get the zoo just so we get the happiness going. As much as there are other things that I would like to get, we've got to be careful here. We don't have the East India Company yet. Don't really need the Great Admiral. 1 gold from science buildings wouldn't be a bad thing. We go from 178 to 198. That's an extra 20 gold per turn. It's not terrible. Extra food could be good. It would help with our growth a little bit. Or there again, having museums would be useful because we are going to need to get some places for these artists. So let's go ahead and do that. Worker has finished with that coal. Don't have an awful lot else for you to do. Might move you around so you can deal with this coal when the time is right. This cannon, of course, is going to have to work its way around. It's going to be quite fiddly, actually, moving a lot of these units through to get all of the cannons in place to fire when they need to, but I think we'll be alright. And then we're going to have to make this a very, very quick war with the Mayans and then go after Egypt because... You know, they're just getting bigger, they're getting scarier. They've got a city now almost right on my border, so I don't think he'll be able to defend that too well. It's going to be very, very difficult for him to reinforce it with any decent speed, but we will need to have a good defensive front line if we're to be able to do anything. We can now actually choose our ideology. Now, we would like to ideally go for a domination victory, so we're looking at autocracy or order. I don't remember what's in half of these. Militaristic city-states grant twice as often. Some of these are very, very useful. Tourism is useful. Local happiness for castles, arsenals, and military bases. Let's just check the level 3 stuff. 20% attack bonus, because Clausewitz's legacy is really nice. 50 turns of additional attack power. Or the other option is order. Extra great people. Extra happiness from monuments. Gold cost for purchasing buildings. Fighting in friendly territory. What goes on towards the end? Plus 34% tourism to civilizations that have less happiness. Free courthouse upon city capture. Internal trade routes are better. Difficult one. Order and autocracy could both be useful. Very, very tricky choice indeed. Definitely not going freedom. That doesn't really benefit us in any way, shape or form. I think we're actually going to go for autocracy on this one. And we are going to take, for our 2 free tenants, wounded units inflict 25% more damage than normal, because we're definitely going to have a lot of wounded units. And we would also like gold cost of purchasing units reduced. We can sort the happiness out in other ways for now. There's no point spending a lot of it early tenants on happiness because there are other ways of dealing with that. Stock exchange is finished. We've got plenty of coal now, so let's go ahead. Actually, we'll do the zoos first because we know we're going to need the happiness, so let's worry about doing that. Let's move you... We can't really move you out of the way, but we need to try and move this cannon, and we'll swap you with the cannon on the next turn if we can. You can move into there. And you can set up as well, which is fantastic. You can't really do anything, but we can upgrade you, so let's go ahead and do that. Cargo ship, you were going to Antananarivo, or however it's pronounced, so you can carry on doing that. Seems like a good plan. Let's go on to the next turn. Just a couple of turns away from being able to declare war on Portugal again. I really am not enjoying the amount of units that Egypt is sending in over here. That could be really bad for us if he decides to declare war on us. Right, will you actually be willing to pay me more? No, okay. Actually, no, you have salt, and apparently I need salt. Will you give me salt? No, you won't even do a straight swap. How about if I give... How about that plus 1 gold per turn? 2 gold per turn. I'd like the happiness. 3 gold per turn. Come on. 4. Wow. You want absolutely everything. So you want my sugar, but you aren't willing to give me what I want for it. Well, that seems a bit harsh. Fine. I'll take your gold. We'll use it for the war efforts. I'll have to get my happiness in other ways. All of a sudden, a lot of cities are starving. Because we've just lost Kaisel and Vilnius. Don't have an awful lot of money to do a lot here. How are you starving? Why aren't you working decent food tiles then? So don't work that and work that. Don't work that and... just work some of the tiles that give you better food. Let's just actually go ahead and reset tiles. Still says you're starving. Food tile, food tile, food tile. Right, now you're not starving anymore. Instead of just working 2 food, might as well work 2 food and 1 science. So instead of working that one, let's go ahead and work that one. Any better tiles we could be working? I think we'll leave that like that for now. Lisbon, you're starving as well. Reset tiles. Wow. AI really is bad at managing some of these cities. Okay, so... definitely want that. That is a good tile. Food, food, food. Let's just work some of these farms. We're going to get fertilizer soon, which will help things out immensely. Braga's also starving. How much by 7. Let's not work some of these. Let's work some of the food tiles. Try and get back into the positives a little if we can. I don't mind that they're not growing. I just don't want them to be starving. Coimbra also. You're not even working any of your specialist slots. You just don't have a lot of food around in general. It's about the best we can do there for now. We will sort some things out. You are fine. You can just stay there. Cannon. We need to get that cannon into position. So let's do the swap. Couple more turns. Obviously, it's because we have lost a few city-states. You want to carry on with that. That's fine. We need to get a few maritime city-states on board, and then we'll have some additional food coming in. That'll help. Or at least, hopefully, it will help. Maybe it's worth actually moving one of my spies into there now. What would be a good maritime... Yeah, I already know that that city's starving. Not fantastic idea, really. And obviously we're losing the happiness because we no longer have the... whatever it was. Porcelain, possibly? Porcelain, yeah, from Vilnius. So that's a little bit of a pain. Was it Kaisel? Must have had at least one city-state that was providing us with some food. Very interesting. Well, let's try and sort the happiness out anyway. Let's move you into Vilnius. And let us move... Right, from Lisbon into Manila. Where are we? So, from Lisbon, move to... Not Milan, Manila. Choose production. Lisbon has finished its school. You're going to have to go ahead and get us a zoo. Got some aluminium. I suppose we could go and get that connected up. Not sure how much aluminium we have in total. Unit needs orders. Cannon. You can start working your way down here. You can start closing up the gaps behind. And that's all I can do on this turn, and therefore the video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Civilization 5 as Portugal. And I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.